You know that there is nothing going on with me and Jess. That stuff, that is all in the past.
This has nothing to do with Jess.
What better way to emotionally recover from a breakup than understanding what went wrong? We'll be chatting about 15 of your favorite Disney Channel couples who devastatingly entered Splitsville before our very eyes, and talking through the unfortunate events leading to their breakups. Hopefully, these lessons will not only offer some closure, but also shed some light on your own relationships.
Anyway, I was madly in love with him, and then one day, out of the blue, he dumped me for Kim Brooks.
They may have been sailing on the high sea, but this couple had us on a roller coaster during all 3 seasons of The Sweet Life on Deck. After crushing hard on Bailey, Cody went to great lengths to grab her interest. These two made it official at the end of Season 1 and found themselves losing it all by the end of Season 2. The couple decided to call it quits when they realized their negative emotions had gotten the better of them and their relationship. The worst part? This all happened in the most romantic place on Earth, Paris.
Then it's over.
Fine.
Nothing pained us more than to see this long-awaited love crumble before our very eyes. After only a handful of months together, Liv and Holden succumbed to the pressure of the media and intrusive paparazzi in the infamous episode Scoop a Rooney. After Maddie asked Liv to cover for her to conceal her new relationship with Josh and to protect Diggie's feelings, Liv agrees and doesn't correct reporters when the news breaks. This pained Holden, who felt like the decision came at the expense of his own feelings. After their tearful breakup, the two can't stop thinking about each other and attempt to rekindle towards the end of the episode. This reminded us that even when there's a slight bump in the road, love overcomes all.
I feel bad about how everything came out.
I really do too.
Liv and Holden weren't the only couple that traveled through Splitsville during the Liv and Maddie series. On again, off again, sporty couple Maddie and Diggie had our hearts in knots every time one of the pair left town, ultimately leaving the fate of their relationship unknown. Although long distance mostly worked for them, the real trouble in their relationship came when they were reunited. They had grown out of touch with how to be around each other due to the distance, which made it tough for them to relate. While we were upset to see the turmoil in their relationship, we got to see how different relationships take on different formats, and what matters most is that both people are happy.
But I can't promise that I'm just gonna be waiting for you when you get back this time.
Fine!
Life wasn't always so sweet on deck for the Martin brothers, especially Zach. Having met who he believed to be his soulmate while working at the juice bar, Maya and Zach began to grow beside each other and as individuals as their relationship progressed. For Zach, we saw how much Maya helped him mature and shape him into a character we could relate to. On the cusp of being in love, Maya gets accepted to the Peace Corps in Chad, Africa. Zach tries to convince Maya that they should stay together, but unfortunately Maya declines, stating that the distance would be too difficult to navigate. The moment when Zach confesses that the last 3 months were a waste, our hearts dropped. We just hope Zach realizes that even in situations that seem wasted, there's always something to learn.
We can still be friends.
No, don't touch me. I can't believe I wasted the best 3 months of my life on you.
Alex and Mason's breakup in Season 3 put a spell on us, but not in a good way. After confessing his love for Juliet right in front of Alex, we were heartbroken and left wondering how anyone could be so cruel. Luckily, Alex's mom was there to comfort her, delivering the line all of us would benefit from: "You're one broken heart closer to one happily ever after." While accidents surely happen, most of us are human and not wizards or werewolves. This devastating break offered us a lesson in the power of forgiving and forgetting in order to mend your own heart.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing?
I don't know.
Can't you see how I feel about you?
From meeting randomly at a New Year's Eve party to spending a whole semester flirting with each other secretly, we were on the edge of our seats hoping that Gabriella and Troy would recognize their love for each other and make it official in the first High School Musical flick. The sequel fulfilled our dreams immediately, showing Troy and Gabriella together and appearing to be more infatuated with one another. That is until Sharpay's interference and Troy's resulting change in character causes Gabriella to call things off. Gotta Go My Own Way was the breakup anthem we hated to love, and it left us wondering why these Wildcats couldn't work it out. We aren't left asking questions for too long as they come back together to perform a new song in the talent show, settling their love and our queasy stomachs.
Here's to the future.
No.
extra right now.
Raven Baxter and Devin Carter's relationship was one that had us cheering in the early 2000s. After competing to get his attention, Devin chooses Raven over her nemesis, commencing their lengthy and loving relationship over 2 seasons. Everything is solid between them until Devin's dad gets married and moves the family to Seattle. We were heartbroken seeing Raven at the wedding ceremony, watching Devin walk out the door and away from her permanently. While they tried to keep up with a long-distance relationship, the timing just isn't right between them and they grow apart. Years later, they end up coming back into each other's lives to marry. As we got to witness here, when love is meant to happen, not even distance can stop it.
I'm glad that you didn't go to the prom with someone else.
I wouldn't want to go to the prom with anyone else but you.
Breakups, makeups, and werewolves, oh my! We thought nothing could come between this human zombie power couple Addison and Zed until an unfortunate promposal incident results in cute werewolves coming to town. Mistaking Addison's friendliness with the newcomers for flirting, Zed gets jealous and walks out on her. The pain doesn't stop there as we watch Addison debate becoming a werewolf and trading in Seabrook for the community den. Luckily, Zed comes to his senses and realizes Addison's intentions are pure, and we watch them help the werewolves together. Sometimes our individual battles are hard to deal with on our own, and that's why we need to surround ourselves with people or monsters who want to help us. Way to go, Zed. Use those zombie muscles. Mirror, mirror on the wall, what's the saddest fairy tale breakup of them all? Mel and Ben's, of course. How did this enchanted relationship go from love at first sight to cursed? After discovering Mel is still using spells to make life easier, an argument breaks out between them over a conjured meal and Mel rejects Ben's signet ring. All hope seems to be lost until Ben gets kidnapped. Knowing deep down that she loves him, Mel chases after Uma and does everything she can to set him free. With every hurdle we encounter in life, it's always easier to take the easy way, but learning from the dedication of Ben and Mel to help each other, we're reminded that we can conquer anything with love by our side.
Of course I love you. Ben, I've always loved you.
Osley had us singing for joy when they finally got together following their serendipitous meet at the record store. Their flirtations continued on and off, with Allie being the first to tell Austin how she felt. We were hoping this couple would overcome the obstacles with their careers, but Allie decided it would be too much trouble to dodge the media and instead suggests they should be friends. They leave us with hope after agreeing to get back together when the time is right, and they're both ready. Sometimes things don't always work out in the timeline we hoped, but if they're meant to happen, they often do.
Allie!
Austin!
Of all the breakups on this list, none of them caused us the same amount of dizziness as Spencer and Teddy's in Good Luck Charlie. Throughout this series, it was difficult for us to keep up with whether they were together or apart. In season 1, Teddy discovered Spencer had been cheating on her, but are reunited shortly after when Teddy can't deny her feelings for him. We're happy they finally decided on being with each other, but it definitely made us wonder if the drama was worth it. Sometimes it's better to let things go rather than force it.
And if you ever hurt my little girl again, bam!
Keeping her pop star life a secret wasn't the only difficult thing Miley had to face throughout the Hannah Montana series. Caught in a love triangle between Jesse and Jake, we were devastated when Miley chose Jake over Jesse, even after working on a duet titled He Could Be the One. When Jesse reappeared in season 4, it re-sparked the hope in our hearts. The couple became official and spent the rest of the series as girlfriend and boyfriend. Ain't it true that when you love something, you need to let it go, and if it comes back to you, then it was meant to be?
Wow. I really want to tell you get more beautiful every time I see you.
The flirtatious relationship we got to see develop between Sunny and Chad, or Channy, was exciting at first until it cost them their relationship. After So Random is chosen for the best tween show, Chad makes it his mission to set things right between him and Sunny. Unfortunately, setting things right meant revealing that there was a miscount, making So Random the losers after all. Sunny is upset that Chad let his competitiveness get in the way of their love and decides to end it. We were heartbroken to see them split, but understood that sort of rivalry just wasn't healthy.
Sonny, don't do this.
No, just go.
But I just...
Chad, there are no second chances this time.
Jandy, Andy Beck, Mac Beck, whichever of these nicknames you were shipping, they unfortunately didn't last for long. After crushing on Jonah for what felt like forever, the pair finally called it official and made our hearts skip a beat. We knew how much Andy cared for Jonah, so we were happy when he saw this too. Unfortunately, a stint at Frisbee camp gave Andy enough time to see how much she was actually just building up their relationship. When Jonah returns, the pair decide that their relationship is less on the romantic side and decide to stay friends. We can't argue with this decision. Sometimes things don't work out even when you want them to.
What button's that?
The one where one of us likes somebody else.
Right.
Life at the lodge isn't as easygoing as you might think it would be. When Skye moves from the big city to live with her dad in rural Ireland, she gets a lot more than she bargained for when they take over ownership of a local hotel. In addition to helping her dad build up the business, Skye almost immediately finds herself in a lover's quarrel with two of the locals. Pretend dating, jealousy, miscommunication, and kissing behind the back makes it difficult for Skye to choose who to enter a relationship with. Ultimately, Shaun grows tired of the drama and decides to end things between the two.
I am nothing like my dad. Can we be friends?
If you're feeling down, you're not alone. But before you grab the ice cream and stream Joni Mitchell, remember that life is always changing and nothing is for certain. All things happen for a reason, and the lessons we learn only make us stronger.